amount of makeup will ever make... It's a ghost. Hi everyone, and thanks so much for tuning in. So for today's video, I just wanted to do a chit chat, get ready with me. I'll be sure to leave all the information of the products that I'm using in the description box. So I was actually inspired by Beatface Honey. She is a makeup artist and she has a really good video. I think it's called Back to School. The makeup industry is built on your insecurities, something like that. I'll be sure to leave the information in the description box, but I thought that I would just give a little bit of beauty advice for any middle schoolers or high schoolers who may be going back to school or who have already started with school, with social media and YouTube and things like that. I really appreciate Tatiana's video because I feel like those kinds of messages really should be spread. But I got started into makeup when I was pretty young, and so I remember, you know, watching my mom get ready and thinking it was the most glamorous thing ever. I didn't really start wearing makeup until maybe my junior, senior year of high school. You know, it was mainly like lip gloss and some mascara. So then when I went to college and you know, was getting my own money, I was able to start buying my own makeup and really exploring and playing with it. And you know, when you're in college, you're going out and you're just doing all kinds of stuff, and that really allowed me to play with my makeup. As far as, you know, middle school and high school, I feel like those are such pivotal times for young girls, young people in general. You know, you're just figuring yourself out, you're kind of learning and growing into your own person, and it's easy to get, I guess, swayed or misguided into, you know, insecurities and things like that. With social media and things like YouTube, we're constantly being fed certain images, and, you know, that can definitely mess with your psyche. If you don't have a strong foundation of who you are, that can really be detrimental to you. And it's not just, you know, wanting to look a certain way, but also just feeling like you need to get certain things. We're constantly being marketed to, we're constantly being advertised to. The goal is to get you to buy a particular product. But nobody should ever feel less than, or, you know, feel like they are just not good enough because they don't have the latest and greatest when it comes to beauty. I think that when we start getting into the habit of depending on makeup, or, you know, just being like pressured or feeling like you don't look good without makeup, like all of that is so unnecessary, because makeup is just fun. You know, there's so much more that you should be focusing on when you're in middle school and in high school. And that could be sports, it could be clubs and organizations, it could be anything, you know, growing spiritually, like just getting to know yourself. There is no, you know, age limit to start working on your goals and on your passion. And my first tip would be less is more, especially when you're younger. You end up looking way more mature than you are, and that's not necessarily a good thing. You're gonna get older and want to look younger. If you have trouble skin, my advice would be to really work on your skin. You know, don't try to cake it up and cover it up with layers and layers of makeup. Drink a lot of water, eat your veggies, you know, do that kind of stuff. Makeup looks best when you have a nice, smooth, and clean canvas. And I know that things like acne can, you know, really get bad in your middle and high school years. I know another thing that I wish I was more careful about is my brows. I have very thick eyebrows, and I would pluck my brows back, you know, when I was in school, and of course I overplucked them. And when you really start manipulating with your brows and, you know, touching them and things like that, you can start to change the shape. And then what ends up happening is you have to grow out your brows using like castor oil and all kinds of stuff to try to like repair the damage. Save yourself the trouble and just don't touch them. And as long as that they're clean and neat, there's really no necessity to like get them, you know, filled in and do all this stuff to them. Along the same lines, I feel like hair was really important when I was in school as well. I remember wanting these long, expensive weaves, and it's like, well, who's about to get that for you? I'm about to apply some eyeliner, so this is gonna take some concentration. I have my lashes and I am ready to jump back in. When it comes to your hair, I love the fact that, you know, things like being natural is being more accepted, embracing your natural hair and, you know, doing your best to take good care of it. Luckily, with things like YouTube and stuff like that, we have so much more natural hair, you know, tutorials and natural hair products and things like that that cater to people who are natural. I think that things like self-awareness, self-confidence, independence, all that stuff should really be taught and encouraged at a young age. It's hard for a lot of people to see beyond the walls of their school. Like when you're younger, that's almost your whole life, and so it's easy to get caught up in things. It's easy to really be like closed-minded. The reality of it is there is life after school. You graduate, you move on. You're in high school for such a short period of time, and you really should try to make the most of it. That's my point, is don't look at high school or middle school as the end all and the be all. Like, if you know that, you know, what you're doing and who you are is a good person, that's something that will just never go out of style. But if you do decide that makeup is your thing, you know, you are very lucky, because like, today we have so much information available, so there's so much that you can learn and really get your skills down. I'm not saying that because you're young you shouldn't be into makeup. I guess I'm just saying, just don't take it so seriously. You know, it's something that you put on and then you're gonna wipe off. I know it's cliche, but if you're beautiful on the inside, it really will show on the outside. Not only do you have all this information out there to learn and grow from, but also there's so much more affordable makeup now. You have some really good quality makeup that's available. NYX is a really great product, and it costs like a fraction of the cost of other higher end stuff. Another brand that I like is Morphe. They have amazing palettes and amazing brushes for very, you know, very little. Another one that's really good is NICKA. They used to sell that at the beauty supply store, and I think they still do. And I used to think like, oh, beauty supply store makeup is cheap and it's not as good as, you know, other stuff, but we definitely shouldn't sleep on those kind of stores because some of their products are really good. Today I'm using this contour duo that I really like. And don't feel the need to have to get everything all at once, you know? I know when I used to watch like makeup collection videos and tutorials, I would want everything that I saw. Another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was just like makeup inclusion. If you know, don't see what you want from one brand, explore all the other brands that are available to you. Some of these, you know, famous brands or companies, they don't always cater to brown and darker skinned people. And you know, we come in so many shades and ranges and undertones. So unfortunately my camera died because I was running my mouth and I didn't realize that it stopped recording. But the final thing that I just wanted you to take away from this video is just to have fun and just be true to yourself. Don't feel compelled to look a certain way or to get a certain product just because it's being advertised to you. Trends are changing consistently and you're gonna go broke and be very unhappy trying to keep up. We should be teaching young people to just love themselves, embrace their uniqueness and their individuality. I think if we start young, we could just grow up with that kind of thinking and it'll save us a whole lot of trouble and a whole lot of heartache. I hope everybody has a blessed school year. I'm wishing good grades and great opportunities and growth for everybody out there.